Welcome back to JB Reviews. I did a video on the 6.6 gas from GM probably a year or two ago, and a lot of you guys didn't like that video. You guys thought I was being biased. You didn't think I was being fair. Now listen to me. I love this powertrain because, quite honestly, it was so close to being first place, but GM did miss the dunk just a little bit. But that's okay because I now understand why they did what they did. And now for 2024, they're actually fixing one of the problems that I stated in the last video. So as you know, the reason why I believe this missed the dunk was because they put a 6-speed transmission behind the 6.6, which I thought was the silliest thing. And you weren't able to upgrade that rear axle to like a lower gear. But I now understand from some of what you guys said that this is a very reliable powertrain. And I believe that. I believe that this is the most reliable gas HD powertrain you could buy today. And because this truck has the AT4 package, you can do it in style. So I am going to go over a few things about this truck and why I think this is a hard truck to beat. Because GM did take some big strides when they upgraded to this engine, and they did a few other things that we're going to go over in the video, but let's go ahead and pop the hood and start there. Before we pop the hood, I have to give a special shout out to Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. They did allow me to do this video. This beautiful red GMC Sierra is available, so if you would like to buy it, trust me when I say this, this is a great option. So here it is. Look how wow. Look how much space you have under the hood of a gas V8. This looks really easy to work on for some reason. Like when I look under the hood of my Duramax, it's scary. So as you guys know, this engine replaced the 6-liter Vortec engine. Now, a lot of people said that engine was gutless. And I towed with it, which I will put that video at the end of this one if you'd like to see it. And I thought it did pretty darn good. Now, if you don't remember, that 6-liter V8 had 360 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque. It was basically made it to the same transmission. However, GM did beef up this transmission because this engine here is a torque monster. So when you think about that power output, this new gas V8 puts out 401 horsepower, and it puts down 464 pound-feet of torque. Now that is a big power increase, but how are they able to increase the torque by that much? Well, this does have longer stroke compared to the previous 6-liter V8, but they did not stop there. What they did was they beefed up the engine and all the components around it. So this does have a 30% larger diameter prop shaft. It is using a forged crankshaft and is using forged connecting rods. And there's a few other things that they beefed up too, but those are the most notable things. But when it comes down to this powertrain, what they've done to this gas engine and what's behind it is what makes it the best reliable option if you plan on keeping this gas truck for a long time. Keep in mind, there is no dynamic fuel management, none of that crap. So this is a very reliable gas option. But it doesn't just stop there. In 2020, GM did go to big strides to be #1 in a lot of different categories. For example, the axle ratings on this truck are better than Ram's, and I believe that in some cases they're better than Ford's, especially in the 3/4 ton range. And on top of that, they do have an 11.5-inch ring gear in the rear, and that's going to be on the 2500s and on the 3500s for the gas engine. But one thing I like about this truck is the GWR. That's probably one of the biggest things that I see that make this the best option, especially if you plan on towing. Now, if you don't plan on towing, I think that this option is still good for people because sometimes in a lot of cases, I think having an HD truck is the best way to go if you do plan on buying a trailer in the future. So right now, if you obviously want a half-ton, they're a great option, obviously. But if you know you're going to tow a trailer, this is what I would pick every single time. Now, as far as the rear axle goes, as I mentioned earlier, it does have a 373. You can't get anything else. I would like for them to change that. I think that if they had a 410 available, it would be perfect and it would beat Rams for sure. However, one of my viewers, Matthew Anderson, I'm sure he's going to say something. He's going to say that his truck, he has a Chevy almost equivalent to this GMC, and he says that he has no problems in the grades, but he says it does need like 1 or 2 more gears. So 2024, they're fixing that problem at the very least. Class 5 receiving hitches out back. Now this truck does have gooseneck and fifth wheel. Now most people know this by now, especially if you've been following me. If you're looking at fifth wheels, this is the truck you want to buy, because you're going to see here in a second, GM went to big strides in 2020 to make this the best option in this segment. And I think that he succeeded. I have not sung any other song other than 3/4 ton GMs. This is the only 3/4 truck I would buy to tow a fifth wheel. And this truck has just enough capacity for me with my fifth wheel, which really is in 1 ton territory. They do provide a 4 and 7 pin, which they've done from the beginning in 2020. And it does have the fifth wheel prep package. Love this tailgate. However, you do have to buy a special hitch, but we won't go down that road. I found out how expensive it was, and I have not bought one yet because I'm like, yeah, I need to do a little bit more shopping. But great truck overall. Love the side steps. And man, who doesn't like the AT4 package? Now, something else that GM does well is the rear suspension. They do give you 5 leafs in the main pack on the 3/4 ton. And I've towed with this truck with the Duramax, and it did pretty good. I mean, I can't say anything negative. I think that it felt a little bouncy, but I mean, that was 2,700 pounds of pin weight too on the back of a 3/4 ton truck. So you got to understand that that's a lot of weight. But let's go ahead and just look inside the interior really quickly. But I really want to show you the numbers for this particular truck. Alrighty, so you guys ready to start this bad boy up? So this is a kind of cold start for the 6.6 liter gas V8. That sounds pretty darn good. Not bad at all. So we're gonna take it for a quick drive. Not on the highway because it has no gas. And I forgot my business card at the house, so unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to put gas in it. But one thing I love about gas engines is their responsiveness right off the line. Yeah, I would love to get one of these for like 2 weeks so I could like do some testing with it. I don't know if I could ever buy a gas truck. I really do believe these are a good option. I'm just too much of a diesel fanboy, and so me buying a gas truck is really hard. But man, when you like get inside, like there's no diesel preheat, and this feels like a burly truck. Oh yes. And this truck, like the steering feels a little lighter, which is really nice. Oh man, I just haven't driven a gas truck in so long. Wow. But for me, I would have to think long and hard about it. But let's go ahead, let's see here. I'll show you a few things inside the interior. Just the highlights. I'm gonna park right here on the side. Hold on one second. Now notice how on this GMC, it has just the analog gauges. And this is a lower trim level. It's not even a lower trim level. This doesn't have a specific package for this particular AT4. So you do lose a few things. And all in all though, it's still a pretty loaded truck though. I mean, this does have leather seats. It has the leather wrap steering wheel. It does have the same 8-inch display right here. Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff is in the screen. And it doesn't have navigation. That's like the only thing I can see. But you have Apple CarPlay, so you don't really need it. Dual climate control, heated and cooled seats, all that stuff is still here. This one does have the push button start. And who doesn't like that Kalahari stitching on the dash? And then here's the back seat. So this is a well-appointed truck. A lot of great storage. And here's some of the buttons on the side here. This does have tow haul mode and it does have off-road because of the AT4, and it has a normal driving mode. And let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers, and then that will effectively end this video. So this is why I think that GM has the best 3/4 tons. The rear gross axle weight rating is going to be 6,600 pounds. The front's going to be 4,800 pounds. The gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 650 pounds more than Ram's in the 3/4 ton segment. And this is a gas truck. Keep that in mind. The gross combined weight rating is going to be 24,000. Curb weight is 7,300 pounds. So this does have a beefier frame. And so the weight of the GM trucks did go up significantly for 2020 and up trucks. Now, max payload, you see that? 3,350 pounds. So you have enough capacity to tow a 12,000 GVWR fifth wheel, depending on how you load your truck and how many people you bring with you. And then here's some of the towing numbers right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you're going to have 14.5 for conventional, and then 16,620 for gooseneck. They're recommending 1,450 pounds on the conventional hitch for tongue weight. And then for the gooseneck, it's 2490. So all in all, this truck does have a good amount of capacity. And if you want to see that yellow sticker, there it is. But hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to give Jerry Seiner a look up. They do ship trucks. They did tell me that if someone did want a truck shipped or anything shipped, they would be more than happy to get a quote and get it sent over to you. But thanks again for watching the video. See you guys soon. One last thing, this is the window sticker for the truck we reviewed, and if you're wondering what the color was, it was cayenne red tint coat. And here's some of the standard equipment, and then the options were right here. And then with destination, your total price was $69,610.